Hi everyone, it's Mio and happy holidays. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute plushie bear from needle felt. This teddy bear is ready for the holidays and he's incredibly easy to make. I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, so let's get started. To start off the project, you're going to need a foam board or a sponge. I'm using a regular kitchen sponge, and you're going to need a felting needle, which is not the same as a sewing needle. It's specifically used for needle felting. You want to start off with some brown felting wool for your project. It doesn't have to be brown, it can be any color you want. You're going to roughly kind of roll it into a circle and take your felting needle and poke it several times. The more times you rotate and poke it with the needle, the more cross links you form and the more solid and smaller your object becomes. Needle felting is actually a very easy hobby to have to create all sorts of projects. So here I have the head, and now I'm going to make the little face of my bear. I'm taking some light brown tan wool, made a smaller circle that I'm going to position on the center of the head. Now as you can see here, I'm just using my felting needle to stick the face onto the head. With some smaller brown pieces of wool, I'm going to needle felt this into a small half coin or semicircle, and I'm also going to needle felt this onto the head. Again, you don't need any glue or anything, just with your felting needle you just position the piece where you want it, and with your felting needle just go ahead and poke it in and form lots of cross links so it would hold it in place. The nice thing about needle felting is that it's so forgiving, so you can correct things as you want. So here I want to give my bear some extra cheek volume, so I'm just adding some brown wool on both sides of the face so that it can give it a nice poofy cheek on both sides. You'll need some light pink felting wool, not very much of it. Roll this into a ball, and you're going to put this on the center of the ear and needle felt this down. Just be very careful, because the smaller the object, the easier it is to poke your fingers. So I actually poked myself several times doing this, so please be careful when you're handling your felting needle. With a really small darker brown wool, I rolled it into a ball, and I'm going to felt this into the center of the face to form his nose. And with another piece, I'm going to roll it into my fingers to form a long thin snake, and this will form his little smile. For the body, I took some red felting wool and rolled it into a cylinder and needle felt it into what looks like a cone shape that had the top cut off. So as you can see, the top part is more narrow than the bottom. I like to position things onto the body before I needle felt them down so I can get the proportion right, so I'm pretty happy with the size here. I took some white felting wool and I lined the bottom of the body, and of course I needle felt this down so it can be the outline of his Christmas outfit. Moving on to the Christmas hat, you're going to take some red felting wool and you're going to felt this into a tiny little cone with a little point at the very top. You're also going to need some white felting wool, and I roll this in my fingers to form a nice little circle, and I also needle felt this at the very tip. Again, be very careful because you can easily poke your finger here. So just needle felt the hat wherever you want on the head. I just placed it on the center of the head, and again you're going to outline this hat with a white little fluff at the bottom. So this is what my teddy bear looks like so far. I'm going to now take some green felting wool and line the collar so it has a green collar. The nice thing about felting wool is that if the wool is in an area that you don't like, you can just take your needle and drag it to where you want it and just felt it down. It's a very forgiving project, and you never really ruin anything essentially. Anything you don't like, you can just reshape it, remove it, and reposition it wherever you want. I also gave my bear some cute little pink cheeks just on the side of his face, and I just needle felt this onto his cheek. Just don't press down too much that you reshape the body of the head. I also put two little holes where I think the eyes are going to go. I bought these eyes from eBay. They're just called animal eyes, but you can buy them at other craft stores. I've seen them at Joann's and at Hobby Lobby. If you don't have animal eyes, black felting wool works just the same. I'm going to give him little decorations now for his hat. I just took some green felting wool and felted two tiny little leaves, and this is going to be the mistletoe on his cute little hat. I just put it on the corner, and I rolled some tiny red pieces of felting wool into little berries, and I also felt this into the corner of the green leaves. So your bear should be almost done by now. All you need is some extremities. I took the same brown felting wool and felted tiny little cylinders for the hands and feet. For the bottom feet, I curved it up a little bit to look like an L shape, and I took the same colored wool that I used for the face, and I'm going to form the pads of his feet. So I put one bottom circle and three smaller circles on the very top, and I needle felt the legs down at the very bottom. I chose the L-shaped feet because that way it looks like he's sitting instead of standing. And of course you're going to need two little arms on his side. Just needle felt it where his neck would be. So this is what my bear looks like so far. If you want to give him a cute little tail, you can. I just did a little small circle and attached this to the very bottom of his back. Now as a tip, sometimes when you needle felt, there's some extra stray felting wool that's sticking out, so I just took my scissors and kind of cut off all the extra ones so it looks really nice and pristine. If you want to give your teddy bear a candy cane like I did, just take some pipe cleaners, some red and white ones, and just curl them together to form the candy cane swirling stripes that it has. And once you have a nice little swirl, you can just fold it into candy cane shape, take off the rest, and you can hot glue this onto your bear. And that, guys, is how I made this holiday bear with needle felt. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. For more like these, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. I know this tutorial is a much smaller scale than most projects I've done. I think it's so cute that he fits in my hand. I think it's perfect for the holidays. It makes a wonderful ornament. Good luck, everyone, and happy holidays!